Hi, it's Celeste Majors, your canary in the coal mine. So today I wanted to talk about nut milks. They have become a popular replacement, and soy milk, non-dairy milk products, not counting the artificial ones, have become a popular replacement for drinking dairy milk, cow's milk. And recently I read an article that you really need to read the package labels on those things because they can be loaded up with all kinds of things that the body doesn't recognize and therefore the body doesn't deal with well. And, on something like almond milk, for example, you might find 10 ingredients. And really the only things that should be in there is almonds and water. So here's my proposal, is you can save a lot of money and you can have a healthier source of nut milks by making your own. And it's so super simple. You just have a high power blender, one that can really bring that stuff down to a liquid, and you take your half cup or a cup of almonds and you soak them in water and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next morning you just throw them into the blender with about 3 times as much water. You have to adjust this to your taste. And then maybe a little teaspoon or so of vanilla would make it, even more pleasant to drink. And you could experiment with trying other flavorings in there too. And then you just blend, for as long as it takes, so that the particles aren't particles anymore of the nuts. They're blended down into the liquid. And then you can use that on your cereal or your, in your quinoa or whatever you're doing, where you think you need milk, or give it to the kids to drink. Now it's not going to stay, it's going to separate if it sits for a while. So, drink it right away or use it in your smoothies, or, and then if you need to keep some, or you want to make extra and keep some, put them in canning jars and stick it in the refrigerator, and just recognize that after it's been sitting for a little while, the white stuff is going to be down at the bottom, and there's going to be what appears to be more clear liquid above it. So shake up the container before you use it, and then use it. So that just seems to me that's a lot more economical way to get your nut milks. And you can do that with cashews. Cashew milk is a lovely taste. You can do it with any kind of nut you want, and you just don't have to be buying the containers at the store that have all kinds of things with unpronounceable names in them that I don't think the body knows how to deal with. And that's a big criteria for me in how to select processed food at the grocery store is, are these natural things in here that the body would have chemistry to handle, or are they things that the body has never seen before this century and therefore probably doesn't know how to handle it? Anything that the body doesn't know how to handle is a toxin to the body. And there are tens of thousands of new ingredients and new chemicals that have been added to our food and to our environment that have basically not been tested for their toxicity. They just are adopted as generally recognized as safe, even though there's not been any testing to show that they are safe. There's far many more new chemicals in our food and in our environment than ever before in history, and that all started with the chemistry revolution back in the early 1900s and late 1800s. So all those things are, to think that you can just take them into your body and they don't have any effect, that doesn't make sense to me, because the body's not built to process them. So back to the basics, make your own nut milk, and I think you'll be a lot happier for it. So that's all for today. I want you to get well and stay well. Thanks.